Hello and welcome to this week's Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by John McGilvery. John, thanks for joining us.
Not a problem.
Tonight we're going to look back on a pretty comprehensive victory for the Stagsborough Monarchs. Final score of 60 to the Monarchs, 30 to the Birmingham Brummies. We'll catch up with Brummies Jason Garrity. Finally found his way to Armadale, John. I'm sure he's sick of hearing that tonight. We'll catch up with Monarchs reserve Will Lawson, and as always we'll see a race tonight. An interesting tussle on Heat 11. Connor Cole's a little bit unlucky. So John, coming into tonight, obviously we knew the Brummies lineup was going to be weakened a little bit, with James Shane's crashing out. He was excellent on his first visit here last year. Brummies probably looking like they're going to be round about the bottom of the league. However, you can only beat what's in front of you, and you've still got to go out and do the job, and the Monarchs did that tonight.
Oh, they did it fairly professionally. There wasn't much of a contest there, no reserves really, although Nick looked good in his first outing, and then that sore one with Cameron and Jason, they weren't really up against very much. Castagna barely put a skid on all night, but listen, they've got to go out there and beat these guys. Masters look great as always, Pickering fast, Connor Cole's great to see his hard work now coming into points. Lawson doing what we expect for Lawson. James Sargent getting his confidence back. He said on the truck after it, I'm getting back to myself. And what I will say as well, being out in the truck with the guys, a great team spirit. And they're every one of them smiling. Connor, big smile on his face. Masters and Wells and all that, all having a good laugh amongst each other. So there's a good bit of team spirit there. Good team spirit.
I guess we flick the coin and got the negative of the night. You mentioned Nick Agertoft pulled out after, I guess it was Heat 4, if it's the number 5 and 7, a big crash there. Also involved Cameron Heaps. Cameron took a ride in the ambulance back to the pits. I think the initial diagnosis we've heard so far is broken rib or ribs. These guys are tough, but at this end of the season, that's a bad injury to take.
It's a horrible one. Anyone who's had a broken rib or a bruised rib or anything like that will know it's hard to breathe. Where we are, I saw him just arrow straight into the fence. Garrity, you watch him all night, he turns that bike so hard, it's just too much. And in fairness to Garrity, the first one up over to camp to say, look, sorry mate, he didn't mean it. It was one of those racing incidents, but it's a sore one. He's arrowed straight into the fence. He's lying at the base of the fence there. And he didn't look comfortable at all. You go over sometimes, you see the riders and they're wincing a bit and things, but he really didn't look comfortable.
I think you could tell straight away, even in the initial reaction, obviously everyone's straight out, but you could tell straight away the urgency. His mechanic, Stephen Lumsden, the urgency of Ricky when he was out, it was a bad one. And as you mentioned, Garrett, he came in low, he just overslid it, and in that instance, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to go over the high side, or you're going to have to put it down. Put it down, Cameron close behind him, nowhere to go, like an arrow, and we all know with these speedway bikes, obviously there's no brakes, and the minute you come off the throttle, they pick up speed, because that's when the back wheel catches the dirt, and it's just slingshot him into the fence. As you mentioned, just all the impact on the body. I would imagine it's probably into the handlebars, and that's an easy rib.
Oh no, it's a real sore one, and there is nowhere for him to go. Jason's in front of him, the speeds that they're going, he's chasing them hard. And I said to Sam in Heat 15, you watch them chase him and you think, maybe I'll just sit and take my 14 points and live to race another day. How much do you want that, Max? Probably not that much. That he'll be here next Friday, and it's Somerset on Wednesday night as well. But no, listen, he's an entertainer, Jason. He tries his heart out and everywhere. He looked sore at the end of the meeting as well. He came in after 13, and he's against the pitch fence there, wincing a bit as well. So he's that was a walking wounded Birmingham team as well at the end of it. Your man Thompson that crashed.
Got carried. He was trying to walk and he got carried to the
Connor
pits.
Cole's carried him in. Thompson was nursing a sore arm for his Heat 15 crash. Garrity was injured. They were just, even Adam Ellis had taken I think he was done as well. So they're walking wounded by the end of the meeting.
Yeah, and I guess it's testament to how good these guys are on the bike. But we've seen it for anyone that's seen the Grand Prix last week. How Freddie Lundgren did what he did there. And again with Cam there, Cameron's taking the brunt of it. But if he's not quick on the reaction and he goes into Garrity, that's two of them probably taking a trip to the hospital. So well done to Cam for getting out of the way. All the best to Cam. Hopefully we'll see him back. A rib, you never know how long it's going to take, but we'll see. We'll go back to the positives though, John. Obviously that was the negative, but you mentioned that a strong performance by the Monarchs. I think it was Heat 13 before the Monarchs ran a last or something like that, and that was William Lawson in as an injury rider replacement. And to be fair, he came out the gate well and he battled for the first couple of laps really well. So a lot of positives to take with, I guess the Monarchs camp have been saying week after week is at home we can't afford to slip up, then we'll get targeting those away matches. Job done tonight, 3 points. We look to Somerset on Wednesday, a huge match.
Oh, a massive match. There's there's guys there that can win the match for us. You know, Sam Masters. It depends on what we can do in terms of Cameron as well. Who can come in? Because, you know, I don't think he'll be there on Wednesday, just my opinion. I know nothing, but just seeing how he was, I'd be surprised. But these guys are tough, so you never know. It depends who can come in. Ricky can do the business, Josh can do the business. There's guys in there that can. We need to slip Rory a wee sub and say, have a wee lie down that night.
You're the one that's still in contact with Rory on the regular, aren't you?
Yeah, I spoke to him actually the other day there, and he's, yep, Rory, maybe just take it easy that night.
He got his max at home last Wednesday, so he can take a week off this week.
He's got plenty of money anyway, he doesn't need it. So, no, I think there's they've got a good side there as well, so it's going to be tough for us, but you know, we'll go there. If they can get something from it, sneak a win, then we've got a chance. Newcastle here next Friday. You know, is it in our own hands? Well, I guess it is, but we've not made it easy for ourselves with it.
And I think the reason it is still potential in our hands is the fact that Somerset are the team we're chasing. Redcar won again at home tonight, although Berwick picked up a point there. Very good point for Berwick.
Good, yeah.
But you'd probably say, I mean, Glasgow and Leicester, tick-tick, they're in. And just actually a quick word on Glasgow. I've seen Cammy Brown here tonight. Obviously, maybe not want to make public. Cammy was in the hospital during the week for a wee operation. Seems to have come through well. So all the best to Cammy. Nice to see him here and back out. But yeah, so they're probably in. Redcar, I'd say, are as good as in. So Somerset have a big advantage on us, but obviously a win there on Wednesday, that's the double. That's away points for the Monarchs and home points drop. That would bring it right back into the pack.
A classic kind of 6-pointer. You know, it's not going to be easy. By no means I'll be keeping an eye on the scores on Wednesday night to see how we get on, but it's not going to be easy. Put it that way.
Obviously, going back to tonight though, obviously we always look to get some reaction from both sides of the pits after. First we'll catch up from Willie Lawson, who was in the action for the Monarchs all night. Big one for the team now, a decent night for yourself. I think it was 6 rides, 5 rides and points and all of them apart from 8-13.
Yeah, I felt I did not bad. Gating was good at the start of the meeting, but a few mistakes in Heat 2 and Heat 8 kind of cost me a couple of points, but I was kind of happy.
And a big one for the team, obviously some of the press kind of in the build-up had been that Birmingham were maybe a wee bit weaker, a few injuries and stuff, but you've still got to go out there and do the job, and the Monarchs did.
You never know, so you just get out and do your job, you know what I mean?
And then obviously a big loss, Cameron crashing at his first one. I think the early diagnosis of a broken rib. Did you get a chance to speak to him or anything after the crash?
I heard it was a broken rib as well, but no, spoke to him but looked in a bit of pain so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it at all. So after Jason was in front of him, just spun round, Cam had to straighten up to avoid him, and he's went sort of body first into the fence, and not really much you can do in that situation.
No, I saw it 2 laps before, so I knew someone was going to. I was kind of locking up a bit, and track was a wee bit greasy, on the inside, but it's just unfortunate. Nothing you can do, But
overall, though, job done for the Monarchs. Another 3 points. We've spoken before. We need to stay unbeaten at home and then go pick those away points up, starting at Somerset on Wednesday.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to Somerset, but it's a track I've never done that well at, so it's going to change on Wednesday, so.
Hoping for some speedway after a drive down after the last time when you got all the way there and got nothing.
It's 5 minutes before I got to the track, just rain started pouring
And obviously, the last few weeks, I think you've been on an Ian Snedden engine that Joe Anderson was using. Are you finding that's giving you a bit more power? Is that where the increase in points has come from?
Yeah, it's helped me at the start, but could have been a wee bit quicker. I just try to get it set up, but got to change things for Heat 2, and it didn't quite work, and kind of killed the power a bit. But Sam's offered me a shot on engine, so for next week, so see how that goes.
So you're upgrading as the season goes on for your own to Joe Anderson engine to a Sam Masters engine.
That's it, but just how you go on with it. It's all a bit of money. It's about $5,000 for a new engine these days, so just say to make the best of what you got and just get on with it.
Well done tonight, Willie. Willie there, as effervescent as ever when talking. John, you said he moaned at you for not getting an interview. I think he changed his tune by the time we put the camera in front of him.
Glad it was you that had to interview him there. But, Willie's a great guy, a lot of time for Willie, but you put that microphone in front of him and it goes into screensaver mode. But no, listen, he's picked up his performance. We get a bit of criticism at the start of the season. Yeah. He's come good. Well, I say good. He's picking up what you'd expect from your reserves. We need him to put a performance in on Wednesday night. He said in an interview that he's not a huge fan of going to Somerset, and fortunately, Willie, you're there to race your bike. So
it is a key match, and I guess it just reiterates what you were saying about that team spirit. Saying there in the interview that Sam Masters is landing him an engine for Wednesday, and that's. I think Willie and Connor particularly could be key on Wednesday. We all know that there's a lot of inexperience at the bottom end of the Somerset team. Any team that's got Schlein, Harris, Cavati and Morris as a top 4 has to make a difference there. And the guys have been doing well at the bottom end, but a big, a night like tonight for Will. I think he scored in 4 out of his 5 rides.
Heat 13 was the only one he didn't, yeah.
Paid 7 points. He puts that kind of performance in. We know what our top 4 are capable of. That would be a good platform for the boys to build on. Again, you mentioned the rest of the boys know the job they've got to do. We'll hope to see it. As John says, keep an eye on the Monarchs official website for updates on Wednesday. We'll flick it back round to the away end of the pits now. A tough night. It's been a tough season. A tough season for Birmingham. A lot of changes. They've maybe never got it quite right at the start. They've brought in Adam Ellis. They've brought in Jason Garrity. James Shanes takes a horrific sounding injury. Grass tracking. And then just when they think they're starting to get the team back, another potential 2 or 3 injuries tonight.
Well, I spoke to Lawrence just before. In fact, it was just after we got their lineups for Heat 15, and he was saying, he finally got a couple of results there. I think it was Redcar.
Yeah.
They got a draw at Leicester. I want to say
Scunthorpe,
sorry.
Yeah.
And he's saying to himself, "Great, I've got my 1-7 here." And then James Shanes has that crash. The lad Jenkins decides it's not for him anymore, and then he's scratching his head trying to put a team together. They're up here. Berwick tomorrow, Newcastle Sunday. He's got scrambled now to find a couple of riders as well, I think. So it's tough just now for Birmingham, and Lawrence had said it's one of those years.
Yep, so a tough night for the Brummies. It did end with a little bit of glory. Jason Garrity took victory in a baited Heat 15 with Thompson coming off at the back. I caught up with Garrity after the match. So Jason, a tough night for the team, but finish off with a win in Heat 15. It always makes it a bit of a quicker journey down the road.
Yeah, definitely. I've not been here for a while, and I got to grips with it in the end. But I was winning my first ride as well. I took I spun it round a bit too much, but got piled into by a few bikes, so pretty much in the walls. Feel pretty sore. But yeah, apart from that, just think I got my head round it in the last ride. Still a bit dizzy.
You mentioned that there, obviously yourself in the ward. I think I seen Nick hobbling back to the change rooms there, so it was a tough night for the Brummies. A few injuries as well.
Yeah, definitely. But this is Speedway, we love it. Obviously, we don't love getting hurt, but it's part of the sport. So it's just got to get out there and make starts. Like I just threw away 3 points in my first ride. Would have been a bit better off, but these things happen, and just get on with it. And I'm happy that I finished on a win, and I felt quick all night. So it's just bloody, I don't know. Just my head was a bit dizzy, mate.
And obviously, quite a recent addition to the Brummies team. It's been a tough year for the Brummies, but I mean, is there still a positive feeling in the camp? Are the guys still going out to put a positive spin on the end of the year?
Yeah, definitely. We've got nothing to lose, so we're going out to try and win our matches. But like what we say, we don't go there to lose. That's for sure. And we just got to dig deep. And I'm sure we can do that. I like Berwick, so tomorrow's another day, and got Newcastle Sunday. I like that place. So yeah, we just got to all dig in and score points, and it helps,
And overall,
it didn't help me spinning round in my first ride, and obviously Nick having to withdraw. So, but he hit me hard.
And looking at the season as a whole, obviously it's been a bit stop-start. Obviously, you started at Scunthorpe, now into Birmingham. Do you kind of feel that your season's kind of started now, and you just wish there was more meetings still left to go?
I was scoring well for Scunthorpe. I enjoyed my time there, and it just what happened. But I'm with Peterborough now, and I'm with Birmingham, so yeah, I just want to give them my all, and hopefully finish the season on a high, and hopefully next year I'll have 2 team places to start the season off, because it's a kind of a catch-up game if you're not in the top division to start off with.
So Jason there, you're right. I mean, he didn't come out of that knock completely free. I mean, Nick Aggergaff did go into him a little bit. He said he was a little bit, well, dizzy's the wrong word. He said his head was a bit spinny. I don't know what Jason Garrity's head's like on a normal Monday to Friday anyway, let alone after a Speedway match. But he's always entertainment. Adam Ellis was good value. They'll move on to the weekend. Tough weekend again, going to Berwick. Berwick, no, they drop any more home points, are done. Same with Newcastle. Newcastle, I think, have been beaten at home twice in the last couple of weeks now. Somerset beat them, and against, last week they got beat as well. Absolute shocker. Yeah. So Brummies will kick on. I think we'd be remiss, we kind of mentioned it on, if we didn't give Connor Coles a special mention on the show tonight. We've seen Connor trying his heart out week on week. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here when I say he's probably been forced into this level a little bit. Yeah. He had some good guest performances for Glasgow earlier in the season. Obviously, we all know that it was Luke Ruddock's team spot before he got the concussions, and Luke was riding well. Connor's maybe been not forced in, I guess that was the wrong words, but he's riding, sometimes he's maybe riding at a level a wee bit outside his comfort zone, but tonight he just looked that bit more solid. There was a wee blip in Heat 2 when he was doing that, but after that, gating well, holding position, and whether it's maybe a realisation starting to hit that I don't need to push and then if you get in front of somebody, their job's harder to pass you than yours is just to stay where you are.
I think with Connor, it was actually Liam and I had a conversation before the meeting. He's trying his hardest. Every person that comes in here can see how hard Connor tries, and he's not getting the points. And you go, oh, that's a shame. But then you start to go, how long can that last? I know Speedway's a tough sport. The axe is wielded far too quickly in some cases. So it was great to see him go and get some points there tonight. And I think what you said is exactly that. There was a couple of times I'm saying to Liam, Connor, just hold your spot. Don't go trying to be the hero. Take the second place, take the third place, because if you can get 4, paid 5, paid 6, whatever, we'll shake your hand for that every week. So it's good to see him finally turn that in, and the smile watching him on the truck, feeling part of the team. No, good on him, he deserves it. And
nights like that are huge for a guy. I think it was paid 8 points, and you mentioned there with Jenkins for Birmingham. I mean, I've lost count now to the amount of young guys that have come into the league, haven't been able to cut it, have dropped out. I think I said in the preview I did for the website, it's a conversation for another day, but something needs looked at that. These guys are getting put in positions they shouldn't be, and they're getting lost to the sport, a sport that badly needs young British riders coming through. So for Connor, to get the reward for that hard work, that makes the key, and hopefully that'll give him a lift. I think he's guesting actually for Birmingham at Newcastle. The Stoke have a meeting tomorrow, so it's probably a busy weekend for him, and that will give him a right boost going into that. Connor was also involved in their heat of the night, heat 11. We'll see that now.
Heat 11, James Sargent comes in as the injury rider replacement for Cameron Heaps. Gate 2 is Adam Ellis, Gate 3 is Connor Coles, and Tobias Thompson's on Gate 4. Ellis away, Coles going with him. Coles trying really hard, and Sargent's come up inside Thompson. Cole's giving it everything around that top bend. My goodness, that's terrific. Can he do 4 laps at that speed? That's maybe the answer, ride it hard. Ellis is clear now, but Sargent sits behind Coles and lets him ride his own race. Try not to put him off. Oh well, he didn't do that. Into the last lap. So Adam Ellis gets his second win of the night. Thompson's made up ground towards the end there, but Connor Coles, a much better ride from him. Seemed to be riding the track harder, and maybe that's a sign of things to come.
Adam Ellis for a couple of laps there, but he just got too much class there, Adam. He headed off.
So John, Connor, they're showing what he can do. He came at the start. I mean, that's Adam Ellis he's up against. That's the guy that's a heat leader in the Premiership. Couple of laps, okay, Adam Ellis then gets away from. I think Connor then realises, yep, okay, I'll sit back. He makes a lot of mistake. James, I think, decides maybe I could have a go at Ellis, but it's a paid second place and on the build up to paid 8. Big performance. You look down the line for the Monarchs on the score chart. 14, paid 10, paid 14, paid 13. Obviously 3 for Cameron. Paid 8 and paid 7. You can't ask for much more than that.
You're going to score 60 points, you're going to get some big paydays in there as well, and you're saying about these young lads, that are stepping up to the sport or to the thing. If you get punched in the gut week in, week out, there's only so much you can take, and you can understand these guys. So for Connor to go there, get the points, and finally say, right, look, I'm good enough to be at this level, because the guy makes starts and he gets himself into great positions, and then he just maybe tries that a wee bit too hard. And I'm just saying, look, just nice and steady coming into the first and second bend there. Don't be a hero, just nice and steady, and then that gets quicker and quicker, and his confidence will grow. So no, I'm delighted for him. He travels a bit of a distance to get here as well. So going home, having known you could get more than what you've got, must be heartbreaking for him every week. So get that paid 8, good on you, and go down the road with a smile on your face.
Perfect. Yeah. So as John said there, job done by Connor Coles, job done by the Stags Bar Monarchs tonight. 60 points to 30 victors over the Birmingham Brummies. Our thoughts and we'll send our quick heel out to Cameron. I guess that's probably us for the night, John. Obviously, big match we've spoke about at Somerset on Wednesday, another big match here next Friday. I checked my programme earlier, it's Newcastle here next Friday. Anyone who's seen last week's show, seen me and David we hadn't quite done a research for who was here, and we were scrambling through pages, and there was some good padding. Went on. So Newcastle back here next week, and hey, a Newcastle team that can ride this place. Stevie Worrell, Max Clegg, a lot of good Armadale riders here. Thomas Jorgensen, Matty Weathers, of course, having probably his best season in 5 or 6 years. So another very tough challenge next week. Hopefully we'll see you then. If not, join us again next Saturday for the Friday Focus. Good night.